What is the purpose of a matrimonial profile? A matrimonial profile signals availability, tells the world who you are, and helps you articulate your preferences in a prospective partner, and also lets the world know about your preferences so that interested parties can get in touch with you. Now, when you make a profile and put yourself out there on a platform, people expect that you are available and you are interested in a conversation or meeting or taking things forward or taking the big step of deciding to spend the rest of your life with them, right? Nobody expects you to be there on the platform just to scout the market, see if you're going to get interest from the market and so on. Everybody there is with a certain intention and expects a certain pace in terms of the whole conversation, right? So when you're not fully there in the market, you're sending out confusing messages to the other party, but at the same time, you're creating a bit of a bad experience for yourself because these platforms are designed to incentivize engagement of users. So if you're not engaging on these platforms, likely you're not having the best experience on these platforms, either in terms of you not appearing in most searches or you not getting the best offers in terms of their membership plans and so on. So you want to be very sure and you put yourself out there, you're actually available. If you are talking to multiple people in the market and you don't have the bandwidth for new people sending you interests and you having a conversation with them, please hide or deactivate your profile because then you're not sending confusing messages to the market, right? Because remember, at the end of the day, it influences your experience ultimately on the platform and not just the other person's experience. The second thing, a profile also tells the world about who you are. So it's really important for you to first lay a good foundation or lay a context to the other person who sees your profile in terms of who you are. Where were you born and raised? Where did you study? What do you do right now? What are your interests outside of work? And what can they expect from your personality, right? So these are important things that helps lay a sort of good a broad outline of who you are. Then you can fill in with few adjectives or ornaments in terms of what your future plans are or what your finer qualities are, because then people are able to better appreciate the ornaments once there is a basic sort of costume, right? I see oftentimes people say things like, oh, I'm interested in sport and football, please get in touch if you're interested. I mean, I don't know anything about that person because there is no information about what work they do or, where they studied or anything. It doesn't help me have a sort of a broad outline of this person. All I know is that they're interested in football and, if this doesn't align with my interest, there is a good chance that I'm not going to get in touch with this person at all. On top of this, it makes me feel like this person doesn't even know how to introduce themselves, which is somewhat very, very basic that you would expect from any working professional, right? So make sure you set a good context. At the same time, avoid giving out too much information because nobody has the time to read so much. You want to make sure that your profile is no more than 5 or 6 sentences. Please don't write like 5-6 paragraphs of who you are because you're looking through multiple profiles on these platforms every day and people may not read so much, right? They might just skip your profile because it's too long. The other thing to consider is make sure you put good pictures of yourself. I'm going to do a separate episode on just what kind of pictures to put on your matrimonial profile, but please understand that pictures are more than 50% of someone saying yes or no in the beginning because we are all very visual creatures and we like to see a photograph. And believe me, it's not really about whether you're pretty, handsome or ugly. It's really about how you're presenting yourself and people can see that you're making an effort to present yourself or not. The third, and what I think is one of the most important things, is to let people know what you're actually looking for because you don't want to attract the wrong type of people and feel jaded at the end of the experience because you're getting interest from people that you don't want to get interest from. And that makes you feel like this is not the right channel for you because you're getting interest from a lot of uninteresting people. So it's really important that you lay it out there within your own bio. I mean, there is a separate section on most platforms where you can say what you're looking for, but I would say put it right in your bio after you've described yourself as to what you're looking for, because then people can read that, and if they identify themselves with the description, they will reach out to you, right? So in a line or two, please make sure you include what your expectations are and try to be as basic and as brief as possible. Don't write some really crazy stuff like, hey, I'm looking for an open-minded sapiosexual person or something like that, because let's face it, guys, people don't can't understand stuff like that, right? Like most of the people can't understand stuff like that. It's not whether they know that word or not, it's just like they don't relate to that kind of stuff on platforms like this. So keep it very basic, say, hey, I'm looking for someone who's professionally ambitious, or I'm looking for someone who's interested in traveling, or something like that people can easily relate to. So put it out there so that you can summarize in a little 6-7 line or less than that, right? Bio, exactly who you are and what you're looking for to be able to get the best experience out of the market. So if any of you actually aren't sure about how to sort of create a bio, feel free to reach out to me on my website, and I'll be happy to schedule a session with you and go through creating a good, simple, brief bio about yourself in the context of a matrimonial profile.